Hey folks, Tavis here. With Memorial Day weekend coming up and also me moving house, content's gonna be a little bit wonky this week, but we did just get a new influx of subscribers from someone reposting our content on LinkedIn. So, if you're new to this channel, hello. I've gone ahead and made this short little compilation of some of our, I think, best, more informative or even entertaining segments from the wacky world of energy. So go ahead, check those out. It's more of a speculative series where we have a lot more fun and maybe you don't take it as seriously, but I think you'll enjoy it.
You still use hydrocarbons and you use a lot more of them than you think, especially if you live in a modernized economy.
Mm-hmm.
And California is a great case study on this. California has been heavy on the green stuff for around 40 years with all these massive wind farm projects, solar projects, all these things. And California still uses as much oil now as they did 40 years ago.
But there's one difference, right?
They import most of it.
Yep.
I mean, it's a total joke.
Mhm.
It's a total freaking joke, man.
Well, it's
I
all
mean,
not in
you're,
my backyard. If we get it from somewhere
yeah,
else, offshore production, I
yeah.
don't have to think about it.
We're gonna go green. Oh, you must endorse child labor and strip mining. I mean, come on, man. It's a freaking farce.
The organization said the demand was so high that it caused 6 power facilities to go offline unexpectedly. According to CNN, the plant failures resulted in a loss of about 2,900 megawatts of generation, enough
Whoa.
electricity to power roughly 580,000 homes. So already we've got,
Wow.
what, I'm going to guess almost somewhere between 1.5 to 2 million people without power because it's too hot. And it's a shame, especially after for those of you who may not remember, last February, scroll to the bottom, they talk about it. ERCOT's request comes more than a year after a winter storm caused statewide power outages. The crisis resulted in more than 200 deaths, most of which were linked to hypothermia. So we just don't have the baseload power supply for some reason, despite all of these energy resources, especially in Texas, and it's leading to archaic forms of death, dying to the elements, something that should have been left in the early 1900s once we established this energy infrastructure to heat our homes so we could live in Aspen, or cool our homes so we could live in the southern United States. And quite frankly, it's upsetting.
All right, so who comes in at number 2 after that is North Dakota. We're going from stepping from 1.8 billion barrels in Texas to 431 million in North Dakota.
That dropped
That's
off
number
pretty
2.
quick.
What are we talking about for federal lands there?
Oh man, they blow Texas out of the water, almost doubling their percentage at 3.9%.
Yeah.
So our two
Okay.
largest producers are already bringing almost nothing to the table if federal lease sales were to resume
Right.
at this magnitude, 20%.
Right. Yeah.
Because like this next
Yeah.
article we have from Insider, like you said, hey, Mohammed, it's your friend Joe Biden. Can you cut us a deal? Lose money, lose profits, and just give energy to the world for the good of the people? Of course he's not going to keep
Yeah.
taking those calls. No, I want to make
Yeah,
money.
right?
My country
Yeah.
makes money off of this. This is
Yeah.
the blood of my people. No
Yeah.
way I'm going to get rid of it for free.
Yeah. This one goes back a couple more weeks. It's April 20th, 22, but the headline is almost hysterically funny. The White House stops asking Saudi to pump more oil to offset Biden's Russia energy ban, report says, as U.S. Gulf relations hit new low. Persian Gulf there. Well, yeah, they hit a new low. I mean, you got the freaking president of the United States still, in not that recent, not that far away history, still giving them gruff about the assassination of that journalist a couple years back,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
his name. I'm sure that was abhorrent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But look, it's called diplomacy. You don't sit there and poke them for the things they're doing wrong to their own people when you
Right.
need something from them. No, it's look, the timing of this wasn't picked out of a hat. Let's just say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things going on. And one of them is that Europe is, well, we're gonna get off our Russian gas in the next 2 years, guys. Yeah. But Russia, don't pull the rug out from us before then. Oh, what are we gonna do? Yeah, it's like such a joke. Such a freaking joke. All these Western countries are shaking their fists, and it's pathetic. It's pathetic because it's not doing anything. I don't see it's not working from what we can tell. I mean, Russia's still doing what they're doing, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, we can sit here and hope that it works. Oh, come on. So even if it did work, this whole we're gonna shake our fists at you, you don't think that Russia is fully gonna plan for that these countries are going to get off of its fuel? Come on, come
Hmm.
on. We are releasing something that was meant for actual emergencies, not to alleviate consumer pain
Hmm.
during an election cycle. I mean, this is a very blatant misuse of the strategic reserve.
Also, something else, it may be beyond the scope of this conversation, but the Russian ruble, if you check, is pretty much back to where it was valued before Russia invaded Ukraine. Is that indicative of anything in this conversation?
Currencies are like many other quote unquote assets, right?
Hmm.
Demand is a very high input factor to their value, right? And when you have somebody who's selling a bunch of energy saying, you want to buy our energy, you got to use our currency, that creates demand for the currency.
Yeah.
So you would expect the strength of the currency to improve, right? We need oil because we got to punish Russia, but we don't want to develop oil because it's bad for the long term. You know what's bad for the long term is people being delusional and buying things that aren't real. And it is not real to believe that your energy just comes out of nowhere. All right? It is
uh,
not real. I mean, in all reality, energy is all around us. We really have no shortage of it, but we create shortages when we create short-sighted policies aimed at long-term goals. And when you can't even tell me what the weather's going to be next week, I have a very hard time believing a complex, global climate model saying what the climate's going to be in 100 years.
hmm.
There's just way too many inputs. What do you think the long-term play out on this thing is? It's going to be a shifting. All right, it's going to be, hey, U.S. dollar and NATO rules and the Western. You're going to have to share the world stage a little bit more than you're used to.
Hmm.
That's what this all. That's all roads lead there. And in all honesty, throwing and there's been people that have wrote about this, throwing this sanction after that sanction, basically all these threats and all these half measures, without doing the full yank, is doing nothing more but pushing all that axis to more align with each other. Well, I mean, look, if China is paying, say, $65 a barrel and we're paying 95, compared, I mean, we're paying 50% more.
Hmm. Hmm.
It,
The
it
common
for
man would be upset.
yeah, I mean, go yeah. I mean, that's a big difference, right? Oh no,
Uh,
we're winning. Well, what are we winning? What are we winning? I don't know what we're winning. I think what we're doing is we are creating more of a fractioning situation, and we're allowing that to grow because I guess the Western world just does not have the situation nor the raw cojones to just say, no, we're cutting off the gas imports. No, we're cutting off the oil shipments.
hmm.